My earliest memories are tied to my mother making cookies in our old kitchen, in a wood cook stove, and a lot of the older women, Moravian women, they made cookies because that was just a tradition.
Preserving history, to me, it says a lot about us today. I think anybody who can reach back into their past, or even just try to reach back into their past by making cookies their grandmother made, is really going to feel that connection strong. And that is living history. That's living history that lives through us. And so it's not only a reaching back to the past, but it's also a reaching out to everybody around us. The Moravian cookie today, at least as it's here in North Carolina, it is something that very much speaks for here. Probably more than a lot of things. People may not have heard of Old Salem or even Winston-Salem, but they probably have heard of those ginger cookies.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
We got married Friday, June the 13th, 1952. Something else. I knew when we met in high school, I knew she was looking for a husband. I didn't know she was going to looking for a future employee, but yeah, she got both.
I'm a 7th generation Moravian, and nothing's changed. The recipe's not changed one iota from the very beginning.
The connection between the past and the present, that kind of connection is something that I have found is universal. And if you can taste it, that just makes it a little bit more immediate. So knowing that what you're eating isn't a whole lot different from what they were eating 200 years ago just makes that connection a lot more substantial.
Moravian cookies are difficult to make because they have to be very thin, and then you have to be very careful baking it that they don't burn because they are so thin. Whenever I was making the cookies by myself, rolling the cookies, I could make 100 pounds of sugar cookies a day in 8 hours. And then when I hired somebody to take over my job, I was happy if they did half of what I did. Every lady that's making, rolling and cutting cookies down there is an artist in aprons because she knows just exactly how to do this.
The people we've got, that's the only thing that's more valuable than our cookies.
That's really good. You smart little guy.
And I'm so very proud, to carry on a tradition that I don't think anybody else does, in this day and time. And it is my grandmother making them on a wood stove, my mom helping her. When I was growing up, my brother and I helped my mom. We used to mix up that cookie dough by hand, which was terrible. And then, just seeing the business grow, it's just been very gratifying.
What keeps people coming back to these cookies is the tradition, and is the fact that they're made by hand, and is that flavor that you can only get making them by hand. Change is interesting and fun and fascinating to people, but there's always, for some people, this interest in returning or in something that doesn't change, something that stays consistent because it's the same way they remember it when they were kids. And they can cast themselves back even before they were born, to times long past.
I think a lot of people like to know that they're eating something that, even though it was baked yesterday or this morning, that it is something that connects them to the past, and that connection really is very important to them.
I love history.
Do you feel like you're a part of it? Do you feel like you're a part
Yeah,
of this?
I know I'm part of it.